Please take note, however, that the authority to break into and break out of the building is only applicable to persons in authority. No, this is which is performed by law enforcers. This is not applicable to private persons. No, so it's not applicable to private persons. Bakit? Pwede bang mag-arrest ang private persons? The answer is yes, no? Kasi meron tayong tinatawag natin na citizens arrest. Okay. So, a private person can arrest, but a private person cannot enforce an arrest by breaking into or breaking out of the building, because that authority is only applicable to law enforcers. So if a private person breaks into or out of the building in effecting an arrest, he shall be liable for malicious mischief. No, that is under the revised penal code, specifically under Article 327. So malicious mischief is punishable under the revised penal code, no? Kasi yun na, hindi siya authorized to break into or break out of that building. Hindi siya authorized na mag-cause ng damage to effect an arrest. Only law enforcers are authorized to do that. But there are persons, no? Persons that cannot be arrested. Who are the persons that cannot be arrested? So, these persons are protected by law may specific law tayo protecting them from being arrested. Ibig sabihin, sabi ng batas, hindi sila pwedeng arestuhin. So, under the Constitution, merong legislative immunity. Legislative immunity. Ang mga members of the House of Representatives, members of the House of Representatives. Sino ang mga members of the House of Representatives? Yung mga congressman natin and our senators. They are protected, no, by law. They are immune from being arrested for offenses punishable by not more than 6 years. So if the offense is punishable by 6 years and below, not more than 6 years, so 6 years and below, hindi sila pwedeng arestuhin. So yung mga aresto menor lang, no, punishable by 1 month or 6 months lang or 5 years lang, they cannot be arrested. No, dili sila pwede arestuhon. But if the offense is punishable by more than 6 years, so if it's punishable by reclusion perpetua, for example, the crime of rape, homicide, no, so if that is the case, they can be arrested. Their immunity is only for cases which is not more than 6 years. Okay, but take note also that this immunity is only available when the Congress is in session. Ibig sabihin, they are only protected by the law if they are in session. Kasi the purpose of the law is para hindi ma-disrupt yung kanilang um, kanilang work, no, to represent, to legislate for cases which is only punishable by less than 6 years, no. So take note that this immunity is only for arrest, no. Hindi sila pwedeng arestuhin, but you can file, no, you can file a case which is punishable by not more than 6 years against a representative or a senator. Pwede mo siyang kasuhan, no, pero hindi lang siya pwedeng arestuhin. So tatakbo yung kaso pero hindi lang siya pwedeng arestuhin if the case, or if the offense is punishable by less than 6 years, no. So again, the immunity is only sa arrest but not in the filing of a criminal case or complaint against the senator or the representative. The law is explicit, no, that the legislative immunity is only for the members of the Congress, which is the House of Representatives and the senators. The local legislative bodies such as the Barangay Legislative Council, the City Council, or the Provincial Council, Municipal Council is not protected by this immunity. So, applicable lang ito sa Senator and sa House of Representatives. Okay, dili appeal ang mga barangay council because they are also the legislative branch, no, of the local government. Also the city or municipal or provincial council. So this immunity is only applicable to the members of the Congress. As to the time of arrest, kailan ba dapat ini-enforce yung warrant of arrest, no? The warrant of arrest may be done anytime, no? Anytime, day or night, pwede siyang gawin, no? A person may be arrested anytime, whether day or night. That is under section 6, no, of rule 113 of the rules of court, no, time of making an arrest. As to person who can effect an arrest, again, only any person, no, any person can effect an arrest, no, kasi meron tayong citizen's arrest. Saan yung citizen's arrest natin dito? Okay, kasi meron tayong citizen's arrest, so any person can effect an arrest, except may exception to this rule. The exception to this rule is when with respect to a warrantless arrest in hot pursuit, no. Ang hot pursuit, pwede lang yan siya sa law enforcers. A private person or a private citizen cannot arrest a person in hot pursuit. Okay, take note of that exception. In terms of the manner of arrest, as we have said earlier in our discussion, the person arresting must introduce himself, no, as much as possible. That's the general rule. He must introduce himself, and he must state his authority to arrest. No, he may show his badge, he may show his any identification. No, is it necessary that he should be in uniform? In uniform ba dapat? The law only states that he may, no? He only may. Pwede oo, pwede hindi. No? Kasi there are arrests na yung under ano siya, no? Yung hindi dinidisclose ng arresting officer at first yung kanyang or yung kanyang identity, no? So pwede namang hindi. He must also state his purpose, no? Purpose of arresting that person. So sasabihin niya, may complaint sa inyo, may warrant sa inyo against this case, no? So hindi dapat itago yung mga ganitong impormasyon to the person being arrested, because balik tayo sa Miranda Doctrine, he has the right to be informed of the accusations against him. So it's that's the general rule, no? The person arrested should be given the opportunity to submit himself to the authorities peaceably, no? So the intention of the rule that the arresting officer must introduce himself, state his authority, state his purpose, is para bigyan ng chance yung arrestee or yung taong aarestuhin na sumuko ng kusa, no, to the authorities. The exception to this rule is if ayaw niya, no? So if there is a fear of fleeing, no, mag-flee or tatakas yung aarestuhin mo, there are cases na the duty to inform the arrestee may not be required, no? If yung arrestee or yung taong aarestuhin anticipates the actions of the arrester, and yun na nga, tatakbo siya, tatakas. Okay? So, yun yung manner of arrest. So, what if hindi tama yung pag-aresto or walang authority or hindi ba na-follow yung procedure of the arrest? What is the liability of the person arresting? So, it depends if the person arresting is a private citizen or a law enforcement agent or a public officer or a law enforcement agent. So, dyan magde-depend yan, no? Ang liability kung yung nag-aresto is private ba or law enforcer ba. If a private person arrests somebody and the arrest was not in accordance with law, hindi proper yung pag-arrest sa kanya, the private person na nag-arrest shall be liable under Article 269 of the Revised Penal Code, or unlawful arrest. If the arresting officer naman is a public or a law enforcer and he arrested the person unlawfully or not in accordance with law, he shall be liable under Article 124 of the Revised Penal Code, or arbitrary detention. Okay. So, yan yung difference, no? If ang nag-arrest is private person, ang liability niya is unlawful arrest. If ang nag-arrest is law enforcer and hindi tama yung pag-aresto, the liability is arbitrary detention. So both are under the revised penal code.